Hi everyone, it's Heather with Prescriptive Living. This is where our savvy singles come to get tips to fail-proof life and love. And today we're going to talk about some really hard stuff that has to do with how a person who was once loving and open to a person can have their heart turn completely cold and shut off from being open to any form of connection and connectivity. The love has grown hard, right? The heart grows hard. How does this happen? Are there reasons? Well, of course there are. And I want to share a story this week that really broke my heart because I had met a really lovely woman. I was out and about, and she had been asking me what I did for a living. And I shared some of my story, and I told her I create fail-proof resources on life and love. And she said, "Wow, do I need you? Can you see the giant F across my forehead?" And as sweet as it was, my heart instantly had tremendous compassion towards her. And, she said, "My husband left me 7 years ago." She said, "There's no reason for him to leave." Whenever I hear that, I always have kind of a alarm that goes off inside, because there are always reasons that things go to a bad outcome. There are always reasons. And there are always reasons why some people refuse to acknowledge those, because it's too scary for them to recognize that they feel like I'm really not enough. And that's why I have to project an image and project all these things. And there are behaviors that people develop to try and protect themselves, but they don't work because they are masks that aren't real and authentic, and they cause more harm and damage than good. And sometimes people are aware that they're doing these things, and sometimes people are absolutely not aware. They're just trained in those mechanisms. And so that's what I call the power of deception, where people are believing things and doing things that they are not aware that are major problems. And so they're not even willing or know that they need to be addressed, because it creates bad outcomes for them. And so they just keep protecting the way that they're thinking, behaving, and acting, even though it's hindering them, and continue to get bad outcomes. And it's maddening. And so we expose all of these things that really make up the good, the bad, the ugly, and the indifferent inside of each person. Because the truth is, anytime somebody's projecting something that's not authentic and real, it's not going to work for them long term if they want to have a beautiful, intimate, trusting relationship where each person is fully embraced and accepted for who they are. And so this is one thing where the awareness, has gone missing, even though the people aren't aware. And that's where the deception comes in, wreaks havocs inside of lives and inside of hearts, the most fragile organ. It doesn't have to. That's totally preventable with the right understanding and focusing on the right things to get the right results and getting to the root of what's causing those type of outcomes. These are all things we bring to light in the Prescriptive Living workbooks and even the digital courses. I'll share more on those in a little bit. The other thing is, when we focus on the wrong things, we always get the wrong results. So a lot of times people are not even aware, right? This deception component comes in, that what they're focusing on is going to create a bad outcome for them. And so we help people really evaluate what is important to understand for their own desires, and then also to look at the things that are going to show up in deep understanding of the people that they're evaluating to do life with, to understand if there really is proper understanding and alignment that can be nurtured for health. Because as much as people think that fail-proofing is an impossible thing, it is an impossible thing. If you focus on the wrong things, you will get the wrong results. If you don't have the skills, you're going to get the wrong results. And if you don't nurture the majors for survival, you're going to end up in trouble, right? Even though people don't think ginger chews are food, they are for me. So if you don't have food and you don't have water, people die. And everything that we talk about nurturing in these 7 core needs of the sexes will create relational death when they are not nurtured. Some people are willing to sacrifice their will to compromise what they want to make other people like them. It works for a period of time, and then a heart can grow cold and lose respect, lose interest, and go away. So skills, awareness, understanding, and aligning on the core majors will make the difference between having a 12% uncommon love relationship or being part of the common group. I've been studying this stuff for over 15 years, and I actually had never really planned on doing this. For real, I was trying to run away from it. But the reality is, you know, I am doing it. Now I'm embracing it. And as of really yesterday, a lot of the refinements are done. The workbooks for Uncommon Love, the Fail-Proof Life and Love workbooks, make up the Uncommon Love workbook. Those are available as standalones, available now. So if people want this training and they don't want to do the video courses, they can just get the workbooks, and they're 100% guaranteed. So if you're wondering, oh, do I trust this? Does it work? What in the world? This seems really sketch. They're guaranteed. So you have nothing to risk or lose in checking it out. If it doesn't work for you, it won't if you don't apply the practices in it. But if it's really something you're just completely in opposition to, you'll get your money back. But what I want to say is the reason we build these resources for singles is because everything that the people who are in relationship, when it's going south, everything that they are saying to me, and I hear it daily and I see it daily, are the things that are totally preventable if people go in with the right focus, the right understanding, the right skills, and the right alignment. Everything is totally manageable in those outcomes, but it doesn't happen if people don't have all of those components, the skills, the understanding, the awareness, all of that. I'm going to tell you, here's an indicator. There's always an indicator. I can 100% tell where people are at in their life. It has to do with the condition of their heart in general. And I talk tremendously about, is the movement of a person, is it moving towards the people that they love, towards themselves and towards their dreams? Or is it moving away from in fear, worry, anxiety? You can hear of the heart, out of the heart, the mouth speaks. So you can always hear where people's heart is at by what they say. And so if people are moving towards their dreams, towards themselves and towards others, they are operating in the movement of love. And chances are they are going to probably end up in the 12%, or depending on their skills, they have to have the skills too, but they have more likelihood to get there. The people who are against themselves or against others, or have these thoughts, and their fear and anger, there are reasons that they operate in fear and anger. But those behaviors, right? And there's a lot of behaviors tied into those. Sometimes it's shifting responsibility to other sources like God or the universe, or it wasn't meant to be, or just que sera, sera. These type of thoughts definitely are signs that people aren't taking real responsibility for the things within their control that can have really negative consequences if not managed. So we bring awareness into all of these areas, not in a way where people feel scared or unsafe. We talk about them and provide resources to get people into a safe and aware place so that they can actually be operating in the movement of love, because without that movement, the outcomes are not going to be, they're not going to be 12% uncommon outcomes. There's no question on that. The movement is a part of it. It's not the whole thing, but it is certainly a part of it. And so recognizing if you are truly moving in love or if you're moving more in fear and anger. If you're moving in fear and anger and you continue to do it, you're going to probably see the same patterns that have happened continue to happen. You can stay and do that because you have the freedom to choose, or you can get correction and get understanding and get awareness on what to do to get the right outcomes and have the skills to rock it. So that's what we want to invite you to do. If you want the workbooks, they're available now. The trainings we're going to do every Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time starting next week. And those will be available on demand eventually too. So if you want to know how to fail-proof life and love, you 100% can if you learn and apply the principles in these workbooks. So cheers to living and loving well, and we'll see y'all soon. Bye.